They know he represented Epstein's pilot and others before rising to the bench. They know he's an Obama donor. They know he loves Hillary Clinton. They selectively go to him on purpose because they know he's in on it. And they expect America to now believe that we don't have a two-tier system of justice. This is what we were talking about last week when we had Devin Nunes on the show, and he explained thoroughly why there is a two-tier system of justice. And anyone that thought there wasn't before better think there is one now, because that's what's happening. Do you think that they allowed John Durham to select his magistrate judge and select the jurisdiction he was going into? If he's not allowed to do it as special counsel, why are these FBI agents and these assistant United States attorneys allowed to do it when they're prosecuting, quote unquote, President Trump? It's an outrage. It's an extreme violation of due process. And so, I keep saying that, some of the best work I ever did was when I was national security prosecutor and federal public defender. But where are the public defenders in America? Where is the liberal left who care about due process and blind justice now? Where's the ACLU?
The real question that all the media should be asking, which they're not, is, if this is a national records thing, how is it that we're having this kind of NTB, this really, really harsh type of raid happening when, when you look at precedents, similar types of situations are typically dealt with amicably with a call to the lawyers or something like this, right?
Yeah, and it just goes to show you the state of affairs of law enforcement. I think this week as we speak, President Trump is going before the New York State Attorney General for a deposition. This is another political animal in law enforcement who literally has been on TV and campaigned on the fact that Donald Trump was an illegitimate president. That's her words. And she said if she was elected, she was going to go get him. That's not how you run law enforcement. That's not how you select apolitical law enforcement officers. It's what happens in banana republics. It's what's happened in third world countries. But it's on full display in New York and all the way down to Mar-a-Lago with the failure of due process and the destruction of our Constitution. Returning to this magistrate judge, you forgot one thing, Jan. This magistrate judge, Reinhart, was initially given the Trump RICO case, the civil case that was brought by President Trump against Clinton World and Rod Rosenstein, and the list goes on. That was filed some months ago. He recused himself from that case after making a few initial rulings. Why did he do that? If he recused himself from that case involving President Trump and the Russiagate hoax and President Trump's attempt to correct civilly the wrongs that were done to him, how can he authorize a search warrant against President Trump for a possible criminal investigation? Why is he not recused from this case? It's outrageous. Any judge worth his salt and who said, I am sworn to be an apolitical, neutral arbiter of the law, would have recused himself and said, this case is not for me. I've done all these things against President Trump publicly. I've donated to his opponents. I've represented some people who hated President Trump. And now I'm on the bench swearing out a search warrant against this person. That's the point of recusal. And it's not like there's no one else to hear the case. There's 24 other people that could hear this case. So it's just outrageous for him to say, no, I can do this in a detached and neutral manner. And now look at what you have. Instead of, and the Department of Justice is equally as in on it as is the FBI, as is this judge. They could have taken away this entire narrative and removed it by going to some random judge who has nothing to do with anything and saying, well, this is the first time we approached him and we laid it out and he gave us a search warrant. They would be on so much better footing. The outcry from the American public and the world would be, there wouldn't be any on this issue. There would probably be a large outcry on the Mar-a-Lago Raid, but now they've just given more ammunition to the people who said there's a two-tier system of justice.